What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marshall, and we are back to work on Elizabeth. If you're new here, don't know who or what Elizabeth is, let me show you real quick, give you a quick recap. So this is Elizabeth, my 1951 Dodge Coronet that we have been working the last about 3 or 4 months, swapping onto a 2003 Ford Crown Victoria chassis. It was an ex-cop car. We've already done a bunch of work. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, if you want, go back and watch those. This will make a lot more sense. You can see a bunch of the progress that we have made on it. So recently I've been working on kind of a lot of different stuff, just kind of bouncing around. The biggest projects have been the rear corners here, basically rebuilding the entire inner fender structures on both sides. I've got this one mostly seam sealed. We'll paint them. We've been working on the fender extensions here, and we have been working, if you can see, I've been working with a hammer and dolly, putting a radius, a curve into there. That way it doesn't look just so flat. And then the fenders kind of sit right on top of there, and then we'll do our best to kind of blend that together. And the reason we're doing that, the Crown Vic wheelbase track width rather is wider, so we basically have to wide body it. So been doing that on both sides. Been working on this side as well. Not totally done yet, still in the middle of it. And what I'm currently working on, I'm starting by doing some sound deadening, and I'm going to do a lot of sound deadening in this thing. I want it to be as nice and quiet inside as a 51 Coronet can be. So we're going to do our best. This is Kill Matte. It is off of Amazon, and it's definitely a budget sound deadener, but it's nice. It comes in these pieces like that, and then just peel it off the back and stick it to whatever you want. So I have been doing that. You can see in here, get a light. So I've been doing that up underneath along the firewall in here. And the reason I have been doing it in there, I wanted to sound deaden that before the, you can see it looks like quite the mess in here right now, before the dash goes in. And we are using the dash out of the Crown Vic. I thought about this for a long time, but I just finally decided, because I want to keep all the modern conveniences like air conditioning and all the factory heater ducts and all the wiring. There's a lot of wiring that goes in behind these dashes. So that's why I decided to keep the Crown Vic dash. However, I have made it look a little better. I have painted the dash, and I'll try to throw in a couple clips here of when I had it in the paint booth and when I painted it. All right, so I've got the Crown Vic dash and about all of the parts for it laid out here. It's gray. We are going to black in all this stuff. So let's get it done. But here is what it looks like currently. It was gray, and the interior is going to be black and tan. So I painted the whole dash black, and here I'm happy with how it turned out. It's pretty good for what it is. Not perfect, but not too bad. So what I used for the process of doing this, it was nothing fancy. I basically just scuffed everything with a gray Scotch-Brite pad, and then did 2 coats of adhesion promoter, and then about 4 coats of SEM flexible black paint. So it's all just spray painted, and it came out good. It laid down well, and I'm happy with how it looks. And something I don't think I've showed on a video yet is the seats. So that's one of them. In another video, I'll probably go more in depth on the seats and how I got those. They are seats out of a 2009 VWCC that I pulled out of a junkyard. Got the whole set, front and rear, for about 34 bucks, so which is pretty happy about as well. So I'm going to continue on with the sound deadener in here, start getting some on the floor, and then we'll also try to get, I need to get the dash reassembled, and that has to be put together with the outer dash cover here. And then here is the inner structure. There's a metal structure that runs all the way across, and also the plastic heater ducts here. And it's kind of an odd design, but we're making these little kind of diverter plates that are going to divert the air up for the defroster into the windshield. Hopefully we can make that work okay. Coronet inside was a little narrower, so we had to actually narrow the dash and make some new mounts. So I think that's going to turn out okay. I have the dash itself had to be narrowed as well, and I have a metal plate that I made on one side, and I still have to make the other side, that are going to kind of cap those off. So yeah, that's kind of what I've got going on right now. So I'll probably set you up on a time lapse and see if we can get a little more sound deadener put in here. All right, guys, it is a couple days later. I'm about ready to head to the gym, but I wanted to show you what I got done. As you saw in the time lapse, we got the sound deadening put in the front area. I showed you the dash before we got it in. So I got that reassembled and we got it reinstalled in the car yesterday. It was definitely a bit of a fight, but we did finally get it in. So let me show you. All right, it's a little dark in here, but you can see the dash is put back in. I still have to finish up a couple of mounts a little bit, but it's looking pretty decent. It's not all reassembled yet. I have the glove box and some other miscellaneous stuff to get put in. We're going to be putting a double-din stereo in there with hopefully Apple CarPlay and some other good stuff, so we can get a good sound system in this thing. But the thing I'm most excited for is the new steering wheel. It is a Billet Specialties D-shaped steering wheel. I went with the contrast, which means it's black anodized with the machined contrast there, and I really like it. I went with their billet horn button as well, and I'm really happy. I don't have the leather wrap on these actually bolts on, so I'm going to be getting a tan leather one for that. And then as far as adapters, no one makes technically a adapter for a Crown Vic for a 9-hole steering wheel like this, or even a 6-hole. So what I'm using, and I'll show you the part numbers, I'm using an NRG short hub designed for a Mustang, and then a 6, which goes to a 6-hole. If you have a 6-hole steering wheel, you can just stop with that. And then I have a 6 to 9 bolt adapter, also from NRG. And using both of those things, the Billet Specialties adapter or any 9-hole steering wheel will bolt on. Let me find the part numbers for those. Alright, so the hub adapter number is, there, let me turn off the light, is, focus, SRK 179H, so that's the short hub, and then the 6 to 9 hole adapter is SRK 69BK. So if you guys decide you want to do that for yourself, whether it's in just a regular Crown Vic, probably the most popular one is going to be a Crown Vic to F100 swap. So if any of you F100 guys are looking to do a steering wheel, don't know what adapter you use, that's one thing that works. So we got a seat just mocked up at this point, but yeah. So far, I'm really happy with how it looks. Obviously, using a newer dash in a classic vehicle is always a little hit or miss. Often it looks really hacked together. It looks off. So that's why I'm doing my best to, like the steering wheel, definitely improved it a lot over the stock one. Painting the dash black helped a lot with that. And I got it. There's a lot of wiring that goes into these things. So the wiring is pretty well all connected and tucked up there. I have a jump pack right now hooked up to it. So technical difficulty. We'll be right back. All right, so we got the jump pack hooked up. So now, turn the lights. We have some dash lights. We have heater control lights. And we still have a few lights and a turn signal that won't stop blinking. But yeah, make stuff work like stock. For the defroster, I made some little, basically metal shutters that attach to the vents up underneath the dash and direct air up kind of behind here. That way the air does come out here for the defog. So we'll see how that works. Some adjusting might still be required on that, but yeah. So I think that's it for this video. I know I didn't do a lot of working. It was kind of more just showing you what I did, but reassembling the dash and getting that reinstalled was the most work. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of wiring that goes in behind the dashes that you have to put in before installing the dash, and then, you know, putting the dash into a car that's not at all designed for it at all. But yeah, it's not bad. So we're going to keep working on the interior. So as always, thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one.